I cheated on my fiancé the night before the wedding. I never thought my life could unravel so quickly. But here I am, telling my story to a bunch of strangers on the internet. I guess this is my confession, my attempt to make sense of what happened and why I did something so monumentally stupid. Maybe writing it out will help me understand it myself. So here it goes. My name is Lily, and until recently, I thought I had everything figured out. I was 26, living in a nice apartment in the city, working a stable job, and engaged to a man who, by all accounts, was perfect for me. His name is Ryan, and we met in college. He was my first serious boyfriend, the guy who checked all the boxes. Kind, supportive, and always there when I needed him. He was the type of person everyone wanted to be with. Steady, reliable, a great listener. He was also incredibly good-looking, with his sharp jawline, warm brown eyes, and the kind of smile that could light up a room. We dated for 5 years before he proposed. The proposal was perfect. Down on one knee at the top of a mountain after a long hike. Just the two of us. I said yes, of course. We were in love, and we had been talking about marriage for a while. Our wedding was planned for last Saturday. It was supposed to be the happiest day of our lives, but everything fell apart the night before the wedding. I had my bachelorette party on the Thursday before the wedding. My best friend, Sarah, organized it. She's always been the life of the party, the type of person who knows how to make every event unforgettable. We went out to a club downtown, just a small group of us. Sarah, a few of my other close friends, and me. We drank, we danced, and we had a great time. There was nothing unusual about it until later that night. As the night wore on, Sarah suggested we hit one more place. A bar she loved that was known for its great cocktails. By then, we were all pretty tipsy, but in the spirit of one last hurrah, we agreed. We stumbled our way over, laughing and joking, just enjoying ourselves. When we got there, I noticed him immediately. He was standing at the bar, tall, dark-haired, with a bit of scruff on his face. He wasn't like Ryan at all. Where Ryan was clean-cut and polished, this guy had a rougher edge to him. He was wearing a leather jacket, looking like someone out of a movie. I don't know what came over me, but I couldn't take my eyes off him. He noticed me too. I could feel his gaze on me as I moved through the bar with my friends. At first, I tried to ignore it, but every time I glanced his way, he was still looking at me. There was something electric about it, something dangerous. It was like the air between us was charged, and I couldn't resist the pull. At some point, Sarah caught on to what was happening. She nudged me and joked about how the bride still had it. But there was an edge to her voice, a bit of concern that I brushed off. She told me to be careful, that I was getting married tomorrow, but I just laughed it off. I told her I was just having fun. Nothing was going to happen. But things escalated. I found myself at the bar next to him, ordering another drink. We started talking, just casual stuff at first. Where we were from, what we were doing that night. He told me his name was Jake, and there was something about his voice, deep and smooth, that made me want to keep talking to him. The more we talked, the more I felt myself slipping away from reality, from the fact that I was getting married in less than 24 hours. The girls eventually came over, pulling me back into the group, and we moved to another part of the bar. But Jake didn't stay away for long. He found me again, this time on the dance floor. We danced together, closer and closer until we were practically pressed against each other. It was exhilarating, like nothing I'd ever felt with Ryan. I knew it was wrong, I knew I should stop, but I couldn't. It was like I was watching myself from outside my body, knowing I was making a mistake, but unable to do anything about it. One thing led to another, and before I knew it, we were outside, away from the bar in the alley. The cool air hit my face, and for a moment, I thought about stopping, about walking away and pretending none of this had happened. But then he kissed me, and all my rational thoughts evaporated. I don't need to go into details. You can guess what happened. But it wasn't just a kiss. It went further than that, so much further that I can hardly bear to think about it. In the morning, I woke up in his bed, my head pounding, my heart racing as the reality of what I'd done came crashing down on me. I had cheated on Ryan, the man I was supposed to marry, the man who had been nothing but good to me for the past 5 years. And I had done it less than 24 hours before our wedding. I left Jake's place in a daze, not even bothering to say goodbye. I felt sick, like I was going to throw up, but I didn't have time to dwell on it. I had to get ready for my wedding. The day passed in a blur. I went through the motions, hair, makeup, dress, but it was like I was on autopilot. My mind kept drifting back to the night before, to Jake, to what I'd done. I couldn't look Ryan in the eye. Every time I tried, I felt like he could see right through me, like he knew. But the wedding went ahead as planned. We said our vows, exchanged rings, and kissed in front of all our family and friends. Everyone said it was beautiful, that we were the perfect couple. But I felt nothing. No joy, no happiness. Just a hollow emptiness that threatened to consume me. The reception was torture. I had to smile, laugh, pretend like everything was fine when all I wanted to do was scream. I couldn't escape the guilt, the shame, the overwhelming regret. I kept waiting for someone to figure it out, for Ryan to look at me and realize what I had done. But no one did. The night ended and we went back to our hotel, where I spent the first night of our marriage lying awake, unable to sleep. The next morning, I couldn't take it anymore. I knew I had to tell Ryan the truth. I couldn't live with the lie, couldn't pretend like everything was okay. So I told him. I confessed everything. How I met Jake, what happened between us, and how I'd betrayed him the night before our wedding. I've never seen Ryan look so hurt. He didn't yell or get angry. He just sat there, staring at me with this look of disbelief, like he couldn't comprehend what I was saying. When I finished, he didn't say anything. He just got up, grabbed his things, and left. That was 3 days ago. I haven't heard from him since. He won't answer my calls, my texts, nothing. I'm sitting here in our apartment, surrounded by all the wedding gifts we received, and I feel like I'm drowning in my own guilt. I don't know if he'll ever forgive me, if we'll be able to move past this, or if I've just destroyed the best thing that ever happened to me. So that's my story. I know I messed up big time. I don't expect sympathy or understanding. I just needed to get it out, to put it into words and maybe find some kind of clarity. I wish I could take it all back, but I can't. All I can do now is hope that one day I'll be able to forgive myself, even if Ryan never does.